Hi, I'm Denise. Thank you for watching my video. Today I want to talk about when to use cursive writing. You can use cursive writing at almost any time. The only time I would suggest that you don't use it is when you are filling out a form. For example, you may be filling out a job application form, you may be filling out a form for an apartment rental, or for many other reasons. And when you do, you usually want to write very neatly, and printing is often neater than cursive writing. So when you fill out a form, I would suggest that you use printing and don't use cursive writing. Also, sometimes machines are used to read the content of forms, and they would also have an easier time of reading your writing if you use printed letters. When children first learn to write, they are taught to print, and after they've learned to print, then they are taught to write in cursive. So people generally have the impression that cursive writing is a more mature writing style. It also is usually faster and smoother writing. So if a person is taking notes in school or in a meeting or in any other situation, that person would probably want to use cursive writing. It would be faster and smoother. Also, if the person is writing an essay or taking a test, cursive writing is probably the preferred method. If you're writing a personal note, such as a thank you note or a note to your child's teacher, cursive writing is probably preferred. This is not a rule. I have written several notes before using printing because I wanted my writing to be very clear, but most of the time I use cursive writing, and I believe most people would use cursive writing in that situation. Also, when we write our signature, we usually use cursive. The general rule is that if you want your writing to be very clear, you should print. If you want your writing to be fast or to appear more mature, you should use cursive. If these things don't matter to you, then you can use whichever method of writing you prefer. Thanks for watching. Bye.